Welcome to the first block, the beginner block of your training templates. The aim of this phase is to take someone who has a relatively low skill, maybe low tolerance to load and volume, and probably more poor cardiovascular health, and take them to the point where they're ready to move into the more advanced hypertrophy work. Because your new clients coming to gym are going to be really enabled to keep tension on a working muscle, we're going to be starting the reps relatively high. This gets them a lot of practice, a lot of skill on their main lifts, and as they naturally start to improve with training, we're going to up the intensity. This fits us in nicely to a linear model of periodization as shown here, where in phase one, we're going to be working more strength and endurance work. We're going to be working a blood shunt, meaning we're going to be supersetting between upper body exercises and lower body exercises. This allows them to get a lot done in a very short amount of time. And if you're working with busy professionals, that's a really important skill to have. It also means that when they're training their quads, they're resting their back. When they're training their back, they're resting their quads. But that blood going all the way down to the quads and back up to the back is going to create a good blood shunt and a good cardiovascular response. And if we're moving in between sets and maybe front loading a lot of cardio, this works well to get them as healthy as possible, as quickly as possible, meaning they're ready for more training volume in the forthcoming phases. And the healthier someone is, the easier it is for them to be able to lose body fat. So we're going to start with strength and endurance work. We're going to start with more stable exercises, so a lot more machine-based stuff. And we focus mainly on the muscles that attach to those joints. So if you want to get someone better at moving the knee, the hip, the shoulder, the spine, if we can get the muscles that are responsible for moving those joints working better, working through bigger range of motion, working stronger, then we're going to be able to find that putting these things together and integrating them in future phases is much, much easier. The focus here is going to be on the target areas is going to be more remedial work focus. So while we're going to still try and hide some of the shoulders and the arms and the stuff that we want in their physique, we're thinking, what can we do in this phase that'll allow me to help me in phase 2 and phase 3? So the small weak links in the chain, glutes, lower abs, obliques, lower traps, things like this that will help them lift more weight, more load, and get more mechanical tension in the forthcoming hypertrophy phases. And we're going to be focused here mainly on execution more than anything else. We want to make sure they're initiating for the working muscle and they're going as close to failure, technical failure, as they can. So this phase will last around 4 to 6 weeks. And from there, we're going to move into a more hypertrophy focused lift. So the reps are going to come down, the intensity is going to go up, and we may now start to integrate a few more big lifts into that program. We're also going to see more of a mix of some of that stability work carrying on, maybe progress from phase 1, and now moving into some of the physique focuses that they want. Now we're in a stable place to really shift the volume. In phase 3 of this block, we're going to be doing what we call peaking. So we now have someone that might have been in a deficit for a low period of time. We should have got someone training really, really hard so they can get the most from the least. So we're going to take sets actually away from the main lift so that we're not taxing the nervous system too much. And we're focusing on efficiency here. But the sets that we take away from those big lifts, we're going to be putting onto those physique target areas. So we can really add volume to arms, shoulders, glutes, whatever your client wants the most. So that is how the phase is going to work. In our next videos, I'm going to overview and go through the programs with you, as well as show you how to modify these for your clients.